Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger. My friends, the Marvel Tokon beta is now live. And I figure here very early on just to give some quick impressions after putting a few hours into the game. Now, if you may recall the most recent video on the channel, I was talking about how almost nobody got into the Tokon beta. So, not myself, not your favorite streamers and influencers and YouTubers, and just about nobody. So what changed? Well, after I made that video, Sony, perhaps realizing the error of their ways, started letting in a lot more people. I mean, a lot. Myself, for one, most of your favorite streamers, influencers, and YouTubers as well, and many thousands of other people on top of that. Many thousands. In fact, if you didn't get in before, check your email right now. I can't guarantee it, but your chances are a lot better than they were before I made that video. Let's put it that way. Sony having the light shine on them through Rooflemonger's journalism, realizing the error of their ways, has opened the party up to a lot more people. So I know what you're thinking to say about that. Well, don't worry. A simple thank you, Rooflemonger, will suffice. And hey, what can I say but you're welcome? So that out of the way, let's talk about the game. Now, first thing, hopefully if I'm doing this correctly, the game is beautiful. I've talked about this before, and a lot of y'all didn't get to see the hands-on kind of stuff. So I've hopefully uploaded this in 4K high bitrate so you can see just how pretty the game is, because it's a damn pretty game. And the beta, it does not have anything approximating a training mode or anything like that. I kind of figured out a lot of stuff kind of live fire. But I figure, let's get into the weeds with like some of the system mechanics and just allow a lot of things work in the game since, that's sort of what we do here. So that said, let's talk about the game. So one, yes, Arc System Works game. Therefore, you better believe we got Arc System Works lobbies. Some people love them, some people hate them. All I can tell you is they are here to stay. For this beta, just kind of walk around the various arcade cabinets, hit up a cabinet, play with another player. It's sort of the usual Arc System Works experience. Of course, the main proper game will have more traditional online. I guess I don't know for sure, but I gotta assume proper ranked online play. It's something they recently patched into Strive, and I assume they patched that into Strive specifically in testing for this game. No more tower system, please. But yeah, a lot of the moment-to-moment stuff is very Arc System Works for sure. And that said specifically, so at EVO, I got to play for all of 20 minutes, and I was stressing, like I got to try out every character, got to see everything, so I didn't learn that much realistically in 20 minutes. Here, we got some hours to put in here, and that's still nothing on the old fighting game sense of time, I guess. But the early impression for me is this feels like Strive and Dragon Ball FighterZ had a baby. That's sort of where my day one take is on this. General movement, general gameplay is very Arc System Works. It's definitely their flavor of game. It's still very much a tag fighter, and yes, there's Marvel characters, but no, this is not Marvel versus Capcom. Doom is a great example of that. Like, Doom does not play like Marvel versus Capcom Doom. The closest he's got is his tracking laser move is somewhat reminiscent of Hidden Missiles in theme, I suppose. Otherwise, he's like a mid-range zoner / counter zoner monster. Like, he's definitely not Marvel versus Capcom Doom, for one. Yes, it's Marvel characters, but everything's got Arc System Works fingerprints all over it. So that said here, let's just talk some system mechanics, some gameplay mechanics, little ditties here. Like, for one, further proving this is not Marvel vs. Capcom, several characters have what we call a triangle jump, right? And you cannot, as far as I can tell, attack out of a triangle jump. You can attack out of an instant air dash, like, say, a Guilty Gear, or like Dragon Ball FighterZ, but specifically, if it's an angled downwards dash, you can't attack out of it. It's not like, say, the game's immobile. The game's actually quite fast. There's a good amount of mobility, but you can't do certain Marvel vs. Capcom classics. The game also has some ease of use when it comes to, say, tag supers or DHCs. So DHCs, tag supers, basically can't miss. Like, this is a good example right here. The Captain America super is a very grounded super. And it still connects off the storm super. So whenever you tag in for a super, they just do a quick hit, then they do their super. It doesn't matter where they are on the screen, even if they're very high up, like in the storm example, right? So as far as I can tell, when you go for like super and a super and a super, you're never gonna be able to miss. In a lot of team games, that's part of team synergy, in that, you know, a lot of supers and supers and supers won't necessarily work out, right? And the ones that do have some synergy, well, those are the ones you're trying to build a team around for a lot of the part, right? Like, say the upcoming 2x KO, one of the fuses, or grooves, if you will, is the tag super groove / fuse. And even though it'll let you tag super into super, depending on your team, it might not always actually connect, depending on how far away, or maybe you won't get all the hits or whatever. Here, as far as I can see, by design, it's purely a meter dump. It's always going to work out for you. Certain supers have special properties or other unique things to them besides just do damage. But when it just comes to spending bar and getting the extra damage in doing tag supers, the game will always make sure you're able to get that going. You're never going to miss out. So I guess that's going to be one of those ease of use, especially getting in a lot of new players in kind of deal. Because this game's going to bring in a lot of newer players for sure. And a lot of newer players, they might be a little confused as I did my super and then my other super and then how come it didn't work? Well, not the case here. As far as I can tell, it's always gonna work. The only thing is you do need that green assist bar, and you also need that person not on cooldown already. So there is some small caveats, but it'll always connect otherwise. I did mention some supers buff other supers, like the level 3s. Doom's level 3 on top of looking badass. Like, it looks great. Just sends in the Doom bots on you. It actually permanently buffs for the rest of the round, at least, maybe the rest of the match, his spell shield. So it can take more hits. It's just better, stronger, and like more useful. And I just realized I called level 3. Sorry, force a habit, your 100-meter super. But for these 100-meter supers, like stuff like Doom, you get a sizable buff to your actual game plan if you use it. So there's a pretty tangible reward for doing it besides just getting the damage. Or say Storm, her level 1 50-meter super. So when you do it, it also sets off any active tornadoes, and they'll also become level 1 supers. So she can have her level 1 super at multiple points on the screen at once. So there's more than just, you know, spend meter, do damage. There's some strategy to it. And I dig that a lot. I think it's pretty cool. Other things that were mechanical mysteries for the time. So the throw mechanic, yes, you run forward, then you throw the enemy. I wondered if it was like Dragon Rush in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and yes and no. So if you're anything less than beside the enemy, you will run forward. But if you are actually beside the enemy, then it'll just throw right away. So there's no startup time. There's no tell if you're right beside the enemy. So it's more like a Street Fighter throw, if you will. Otherwise, you will run forward to try to throw the enemy. And that's not bad, because if you're in the corner, you can do that and then throw them back into the corner and get that wall break and get your extra assist, because you unlock your other teammates by things like wall break. So that's actually quite useful in a way. So throw is actually like really powerful when you're cornered. So I thought that was pretty cool. There is a dash macro in the game. If you jump and dash macro at the same time, you'll get a dashing jump frame 1, which is a longer, floatier jump than, say, a regular jump. You do not get necessarily an instant air dash right away. If you want an instant air dash, you have to jump, then hit dash, like slightly thereafter. So a little bit different than, say, how Guilty Gear Strive does it. And we mentioned in other videos, but the universal mechanics are pretty strong, right? They use the tag assist resource, the green bars, but like everyone has universal overhead. I don't know the exact numbers, but it seems fast enough to me. It'll definitely catch you sleeping. And if you have a good amount of your team unlocked, it can do some pretty appreciable damage. Similar mechanic using the same resource is basically Super Dash from Dragon Ball FighterZ. I don't really know what else to call it. It's the same input as the overhead, just do it while you're in the air, and then you will dash towards the enemy, and you are invulnerable to all projectiles, as far as I can tell. It's not like, weak projectiles versus strong projectiles like Dragon Ball FighterZ. You just go through everything, which is good, because one of the big things about this game is the zoning is heavy. Short of Miss Marvel, everyone in this beta has a very strong zoning package, and even she has like a very strong full screen package. She'll just elastiband to you and be in whenever she wants, and she actually has huge range, but it's not technically projectiles. Otherwise, every other character has a lot of projectiles, and I think that's going to be a theme going in the game, that it's going to be very easy to just sort of zone people out. So you need a tool as strong as that. as a super dash that just goes through everything all at once. Because otherwise, this would definitely, I don't want to say injustice necessarily, because injustice is on a whole nother level when it comes to zoning, but it would definitely be a very zoning heavy game if it didn't have this incredibly powerful universal mechanic. And same input, just hit back, and especially while you're waking up, everyone has an invincible reversal, right? It's a backdash mechanic, and if they hit you doing anything while you're backdashing, you bounce back and you hit them. So universal overhead, universal reversal, and universal I don't want to deal with zoning mechanics. So you got the basic building blocks kind of no matter who you are. You know, obviously everyone has their particulars, but you'll have the tools you need to survive, at the very least defensively and offensively. You'll always have a wake up, you'll always have a way to get in, and you'll always have a way to mix people. So everyone's got the basic tools. Like Miss Marvel, she has an actual proper overhead. She doesn't need to use the universal mechanic. And hers is pretty strong because she can also go for, you know, an assist right afterwards and get a full combo. So not everyone has the regular overhead like she does, and hers is kind of better, I guess you could argue, but everyone has the basic tools anyways. Now, speaking of tools, I'm a cheap parody of myself. I say this a million times. Let's talk command grabs. So we don't have a dedicated grappler per se here. We have Miss Marvel and Storm do have command grabs, but it's not the main event. But still, there's some stuff. So overall, command grabs are pretty weak in this game. Like this is the 100-meter super command grab from Miss Marvel. And look at the damage. You wouldn't think this would be the damage from like the big cinematic, right? It's not the worst, but it's not the best. And normally, there's no real way to combo from command grabs. But stuff like her light command grab, you can work it into a block string, and it will connect even in the middle of a block string. So you can like threaten a command grab or threaten a low, and then it kind of becomes like a 50-50 in and of itself. If they mash or jump, they avoid the command grab. But if you just do a tiny delay on the low after like light, medium, then it'll smoke their jump or mash attempt. As for comboing with command grabs, a couple of the assists will let you. Gotta call the assist beforehand, and you definitely need a bit of a read on the situation. But if you can get it, then the damage actually will be pretty appreciable off the command grab. Like, I'm talking Zangief style. Storm's a bit basic. Like, you can't get anything off of it as far as I can tell. The one's very slow but has some range. But the thing is, it's affected by your wind buff. So you can start it and then wind buff yourself forward. And you can get like near half screen grab range off of it. And yes, just like Miss Marvel, you can work it into block strings. That's a little bit more technical, but it is very doable. So it's pretty cool. Storm can also use her weather mechanic to change the kind of knockdown. So she can like fling you up into the air. She can put you across the other end of the screen. She can force a hard knockdown. So it gives her tons of positioning. So maybe not much damage by the grab itself, although, hey, sometimes that's its own reward. But yeah, being able to trick your way into it is very easy thanks to the weather. And with the weather, you also control every substance of the knockdown as well. So some other things about the game. Yes, this is an easy input game, but there is traditional fighting game motions. I'm talking quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, dragon punch motion, like it's all here, right? So if you want traditional motions, it's there. If you want the easy operation single button specials, it's also there. So what's the difference? So the difference is you will always do more damage with classic controls. So that's the reward in and of itself. It's usually, I tried a bunch of moves. It just seems to be about 1,000 damage every time, no matter what. So it is more damage, and more damage is a reward in and of itself. So, in a clinical way, it's almost always strictly better to go for classic control moves, as you will do, even if it's only a little bit more damage. However, that said, some moves have, frame one invincible startup. Some moves are reaction check moves. And for those moves in this game, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to be using both. Unless there's something big I'm missing, I'll be using both easy inputs and classical motions. For stuff like, say, Doom tossing a beam or like doing his hit grab right there, sure, I'll do the motion, just get a little bit more damage. But stuff for like his level 3 is full screen. It will reaction check you if he catches you hitting a button. Same with like, say, Storm's. Storm's level 3 is like Benimaru's level 3. And I keep saying level 3s, I mean 100-meter supers, I'm sorry. You do this for so many years, and especially in a versus game, you want to say level 3. 100-meter supers. But anyways, so some moves are just pure reaction check. Or like, say, Captain America. Captain America has a traditional uppercut style move. If I lose a couple points of damage on that move, but with easy inputs, I get to do it frame 1 on the button press, you better believe I'll gladly lose the damage. On a dragon punch, I would lose like up to 50% of the damage and get it immediately without having to do the motion. So I think the game will work best with a mix of classical and easy input motions. For the usual fare, do the classic stuff. For the stuff that's exceptionally timing / reaction dependent, save yourself a couple frames, use easy input. The damage loss isn't enough to scare you off, in my opinion. Maybe that'll change. That's just where I'm at right now. And the last major thing I want to talk about is the concept that we were kind of wondering about at the beginning when this all got announced, right? Like, so yes, this is 4v4, and learning 4 characters is frankly terrifying. Like, it's hard enough for me to sell King of Fighters, no matter how good it is, on the fact you gotta learn 3 characters. 4 is even worse, right? But they're kind of selling it out, you know, you don't need to learn all 4 characters. In fact, you can kind of learn just the one. And in this early going, I kind of buy what they're selling on that. Now, at like high level tournament play, are you going to have to know your whole team? Yeah. Like to be real, yeah. But like at a beginner to intermediate level, yeah, you can really just invest in your point character and you're mostly good to go. Like in my early matches, like I just played Doom for most of my matches. I just stuck on Doom. And in fact, when I did tag out, I got kind of flustered. I'm like, I want to tag back in. I want to tag back in. I don't want to not play Doom because, like, you know, with no training mode, this is the only character I learned so far. And a way a lot of the combo structure works, like you really don't have to tag out. Like you'll use your assist a lot. This game's very assist happy, and assists are very strong. But like say for my 4th teammate, I use Star-Lord. Star-Lord in the 4th position, his assist is like a grenade toss. It's like a capture state if it hits you. So if it gets hit, it's a full combo for you, right? I think that's great. And you better believe not a single time ever did I tag into Star-Lord, at least on purpose. He was there to give me that assist and nothing else. And the assists are keyed, like the second assist is the rising assist, like your anti-air assist. The first assist is your zoning assist. The zoning assist definitely seems like the most useful overall, and definitely probably what you want to build your team around a bit. Like Iron Man seemed really good because he has a traditional beam. It's also very wide. So if you're doing it in the air, it's seemingly easier compared to say like Star-Lord anyways. Very easy to hit people on the ground. And then you can maybe get some conversion off of that. But yeah, assist seems strong. You know, team building is going to be a massive part of the game. But especially like beginner to intermediate, I don't really think you got to tag out much at all. Like a lot of the time you're doing assist combos. You're just doing like, you know, light, medium, heavy, spike them up, light, medium, heavy, spike them down, assist call, then rejuggle them after the assist hits. And if you're doing an assist in a combo, everyone has like the same generic hit. You only have your specialized assist if you're calling it purely in neutral. If it's during hit or during a block string, it's always just a generic striking charge. That's it. That's all. Like it's the same for everybody, effectively, other than the animation's a little different. But that part's kind of genericized. So when you are worrying about building a team for assist, just keep in mind, only when you call an assist purely in neutral do you get your specialized based on your team member rating, you know, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, that get that assist. Even if you call them in the air. If you call them in the air, it will be instantaneous, but it's just going to be a genericized assist as well. Doesn't care about their particular spot on the team. So I rarely found myself actually tagging into my assists after I called the assist for various pressure. As I learn more and get better at the game, I'm sure I'll do that a lot more, to be frank, right? But early on, like, it just seemed like one of the best uses was Doom has like an angled beam projectile. So you do that, call the assist, and if it hits and you confirm the assist connects, then you tag out, and then you get a small combo afterwards. Otherwise, just let it rock, right? That seems to be different per character. Like Iron Man seems to be a lot more built on that, like fishing for hits in the air, then tagging and converting out to a fuller combo. But otherwise, it doesn't seem that big of a deal. So don't let that scare you, at least in the early stages, especially at beginner level. You truly can just kind of pick one character and you'll be good. Just, you know, pick the assists you like, but otherwise pick your point character, and you really don't got to leave that point character too often. One thing that's a little confusing is you can leave your point character and then switch out that point character with somebody else, and then your team positions are screwed up, and now you're getting like different assists entirely, because the assists are based off the team position, not like the team order you pick them in. So if I had Star-Lord in the 4th position and he got moved to the 2nd position, his assist will change mid-battle. And that gets extra confusing, which further disincentivized me from actually trying to switch up my team too much, because I just want the assists to work like the way I wanted them to work. It's certainly a thing that's going to change depending on your just generalized comfort level with the game. And as far as combos go, I know you're not seeing a lot of too flashy combos right now. I'm sure that'll change. Like for me, I just got whatever I can learn by mashing. I actually have better combos now, which I can't show you, but oh well. I'll try to sneak in a more proper gameplay video at some point, with hopefully better gameplay. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, just long and short of it. Some other quibbly things like the tiger knee input, you know, instant air inputs. The game kind of seems to really not want you to do that. Because, like, on paper, Miss Marvel, her gigantic Mega Punch would seem to be really strong to tiger knee. And if you do it, you just do the grounded version. Like, it really doesn't want you to do instant air. It'll keep you grounded for those first few frames. Pretty much throughout the entirety, right? Like, it's the same reason why dash macro and up forward won't work. It'll just give you like a super jump, basically. Won't give you instant air dash like you think it might. So they're not letting you do stuff like immediately off the ground. Maybe we'll find some tech to get around it, but that's where it is right now. That, and I guess just general tagging, by the way, for assists. Because a lot of people are like wondering, like, I'm trying to like tag in right away and I'm mashing tag and like you're not getting anything, right? You just have to hold the button. So if you hold the button, just hold the direction of the appropriate direction for your teammate and hold the button, then you tag in right away. Otherwise, if you want to tag out, you have to wait for them to do the assist, then you can tag out. You can't do it like have them come in, then hit the button again, like say 2x KO. It's not going to work. So it's a little bit more strict than say some other competing tag fighters on the market coming out, but you know, it's not bad. So all that said, hey, thumbs up. That's really all I can say. I like it. There's definitely a lot more to be explored, and we're not going to learn everything by the end of this because, you know, this isn't a particularly long beta as it stands, but we're going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to play some more. I got to get some sleep because I have been up for a very long time, but I figured let's get this video out just for the unfortunate folk that have not got in or are otherwise interested in the game. You can have something to look at, and then we can have some talk and discussion about the game. This early time is going to be a bit mashy. We'll figure it out in time, and you know, by week 1 of launch, whenever that'll be sometime next year, we'll all be seasoned pros in comparison to what you're seeing here. So that's just some thought, that's just some talks, that's just where I'm at with the game at the moment. And that said, well, that's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. And if you can, go out and play some Marvel Tokon.